AITA for using my dishwasher as a storage space and still expecting my partner to do dishes? Long story short, I'm a little neurotic and don't think dishwashers are good for dishes. I also don't trust my partner to not put any of my nice kitchen stuff in the dishwasher that should be hand-washed while I'm gone. My partner said, well before we moved in together, that in our house he wants to be able to use the dishwasher, otherwise he won't do any dishes. So we move in together and I end up using the dishwasher to store shaker bottles and plastic items, and for the past several months have been washing all of his dishes by hand. I'm so tired of it though and believe he can wash a few dishes every now and then to help me out. He points out that he already told me if he can't use the dishwasher he's not doing any dishes, but washing a dish by hand doesn't take long. I'm getting frustrated and I'm not sure who is in the wrong. AITAH for telling my wife I want her best friend to leave after she invited her to live with us. Update in my profile for anyone interested: my 38 wife, 32, has invited her best friend, 32, to live with us because she's going through a really messy divorce. She has her baby with her. I like her friend and we're the godparents of her baby. I really hate this situation and really want her to leave because my wife basically has no time for me anymore. She used to cook for me, but that doesn't happen anymore. We haven't been intimate since she moved in. I really wish that kid wasn't here. She wakes me up every single night. We have a small apartment and there's kids' toys everywhere. They sleep in the living room, which is where my Xbox is, so I haven't been able to play. She puts dirty diapers in the kitchen garbage and the whole house smells. My wife is talking about us watching the kid while her friend goes on a work trip for 2 weeks. I hate this. This seems really unfair to me. Why is my life being turned upside down? Where is your ex-husband in all this? I don't know how long this is supposed to last, but it's not working. I told my wife I want her to go and she got really mad and called me an AmItheAsshole. Is she right? AITA for not helping a guy catch his dog. Wife and I and our 20-month-old kid were at the park. All of a sudden a golden retriever comes dashing towards us, stops to interact with us. Issue him away as I don't want the dog around. The dog leaves and eventually disappears around a corner. There was no owner in sight. A guy came running around down the alley and asked if I had seen a dog, described the one that had come by us. He asks if I knew where it went. At that moment the dog reappeared about 100 yards away and I pointed it out to him. This is where things get awkward. He asked me to help him catch his dog. I told him no. He seemed shocked that I said no. I told him I'd rather stay with my kid and I don't know his dog. He said he was desperate for help catching it. He asked me again and I said no again. I told him I already shooed the dog away as I didn't want it around. He gets incredulous and says if his dog gets hurt or not found he would blame me. He runs off to go chase his dog and calls me an AmItheAsshole and other stuff as he leaves. Edit. A few things. I have no idea how the dog got loose. I shoot it away because I didn't want a strange dog around my kid. WIBTA for not wanting to visit my sister after she told me her partner is allergic to dogs. Using a throwaway account because family uses Reddit. I am 22, have a small dog, 6, and we had no issues with my sister nor her partner. Here's what happened. Yesterday I was visiting her because she needed help at home because her partner had a 24-hour shift. As always my dog was with me and he was well behaved and sat in a place the whole time. Also I promised that I would visit them today again and ring my switch to keep the 4-year-old entertained. He has a fractured leg and shouldn't move too much. Today my sister told me that his partner suddenly developed an allergy towards dogs because his eyes got itchy when he came home after work, and when I'm visiting her today my dog should stay in the garden alone. I told her that I won't do that because he's not used to it, it's cold and windy. I didn't tell her yet that I'm not visiting. We received a text message from her partner while I was on the phone with my sister, where he basically wrote the same thing what my sister told me. My mom got furious and called my sister, and it turned out that my sister would be mad at me for not coming because I promised that I would bring my switch and so on, and she thinks that the dog staying outside is a reasonable request. My mom said that we won't come as our clothing care is also full of dog hair. I totally can understand that the dog shouldn't come and allergies can suddenly develop, but I think I can refuse to come if my dog suddenly isn't allowed inside. So WIBTA. Edit. He barks the whole time I'm away. He can stay only 30 to 60 minutes completely alone for now. Still in training. Usually I have someone to watch him. I just don't want to visit her today, tomorrow because on short notice I don't have anyone. In the future I will visit my sister without the dog. I just need a few days notice so I can plan it properly. Another edit. The last 6 years there was absolutely no issue with my dog being with us. I don't expect to bring him anywhere without asking first. AITA for telling my brother he can't see my son after a road trip that he took him on. My 9-year-old son Cameron spent his spring break on a road trip, my brother Jackson. My son came back home today and all the clothes that I packed for him were untouched. He was wearing today what he wearing on Monday. I asked my son when was the last time he showered and he said on Monday when he and his uncle took a shower at a pool. I asked why he didn't shower then. Other days, he just shrugged. I had to bathe him and wash his clothes twice. I asked my brother what was up with my son not showering for 4 days. He said my son just didn't shower but he made sure that my did brush his teeth and wash his feet. I told him that he was irresponsible and I can't trust him with my son anymore. Therefore he can't see him unless me or his mom is there. My brother told me I was way overreacting and just letting him be a boy. AITA for ruining dinner because I showed someone her breaded shrimp was the same inside as our grilled shrimp. My 28F friend has a cousin, Molly, 30 ISHF, that she's close to. I've met her a handful of times and until this incident didn't think one way or another about her. There've been a couple of weird things prior and after asking my friend, no, Molly isn't on the spectrum or have food aversions. Which leads Tohi I'm posting here. A friend invited us out and she asked if Molly could come along. While we were ordering, Molly kept making a big deal with the waitress about how she didn't want raw shrimp with her meal, she wanted it cooked. Molly pointed to the table next to us where one of the people had grilled shrimp and said, "That's what I mean, I don't want raw shrimp. I want it cooked." The waitress was a champ and told her she'd ask if they could substitute tempura shrimp for the regular grilled shrimp. While the waitress was gone, my friend told Molly that the shrimp is cooked and not raw, it's just grilled. Molly went on a whole tangent about how it didn't look cooked to her, insisted that it was raw. Whatever, we order and try to drop it. A couple ofus got regular shrimp with our meals, myself included, and I got a side of tempura shrimp cause that stuff is good. So here's where I might be the when we got our food and started eating, Molly made another comment about how she didn't get how we could eat raw food like that and we were going to get sick. I had enough and told her that our food is cooked, and the only difference between our shrimp and hers was breading, so I peeled off the tempura from one of my pieces, and held it and a regular grilled shrimp up to her and went, "See? They look the same, the hit is already cooked, you're just being willfully ignorant." Molly excused herself to the bathroom and the vibe was killed after that. We go to her food to go and paid right after that, and I did apologize to the rest of my friends. My friend and another of our friends have been on my case the past day and a half over this and keep telling me I need to apologize to Molly. I don't think apologizing to her is warranted in this instance, though it's one thing to have a hang-up over a food item, but it's another to keep making comments after you've already had something explained to you. AITA? AITA for yelling at a disabled girl and making her cry? I am 16, am disabled myself. I use forearm crutches due to ME, CFS and occasionally a wheelchair when it gets bad, and an injury I had as a kid that never healed right. I am also neurodivergent, autism. This girl I go to school with, F17, is the most obnoxious girl I have ever met. She likes to compare our disabilities and say hers are worse without ever actually disclosing what she has. I physically can't walk without supports, she can walk just fine. She will interrupt class to talk to the teacher about personal issues. Everyone I've talked to about her has disliked her as well. She is fully capable of using a backpack, but she instead uses this box. A rolling box that gets in everyone's way and is always a mess. Last time I saw it, it had trash from a field trip we went on a month ago. It always gets in the way and gets upset when I need the accessible class seats cause I physically cannot walk. She complains about her box all the time. I will also use noise-canceling headphones when sounds are too overwhelming, and she'll come to me and say hit like, "It's not fair you can use them when the school says headphones aren't allowed in class." She's reported me to security for wearing my favorite Ninja Turtle shootie to school cause it has weapons on it. One day I sat in the accessible seat in my chemistry class. It's low to the ground with shorter seats to accommodate wheelchairs and a clamp on the side to hold crutches, canes in place. I sat down, and as soon as this girl came in, she started getting all mad at me. She said, "One day I am gonna get here before you to get that seat." I need the extra space for my box. I've been dealing with her for 5 years at this school and I finally had it with her hit. I looked at her and started yelling, "Oh my ucking god, dude. You do not need that asterisk oddam box. You are not special. Shut up please, I hate you, stop acting like we're friends, we are not. I hate you so much, leave me alone. You annoy me so much. I need this more than you, I can't walk dude." I had tears dripping down my face from how angry I was. She started crying and left the room taking the backpack she kept in that oddam box. My friend walked me out of the room and took me on a walk around the school to calm down a bit. I feel really bad about what I did, but I don't know if AmItheAsshole or if I went about it the right way. Am I the SS hole?